Hey guys, something that's been coming through for me is how passionate I am to help others create epic flow in their life, and more specifically, to create epic money flow. I've had some what felt like serious issues and blocks around money, so much so that there's been multiple times I've contemplated suicide about it, about not having enough, not knowing how I'll pay bills or how I'm gonna get my portion of the rent in, how I'm gonna eat. It was really fucking gnarly, the feeling of suffocation because of that. And I remember times after that where I decided what I thought was the thing to do was to commit to restraining from that monetary lifestyle, to completely go off grid and not rely on money to do anything. So that is when I had sold my car and moved to Hawaii, which still I needed money for, right? But at the time I wasn't thinking about this. I was thinking about something, the easiest feeling that would be in my soul. And so I had moved to Hawaii and was living off of, my car funds. And then I got a part-time job there. And so I was mostly off grid. I don't know if I had a cell phone at the time. And I didn't have a bank account. I decided to just do this kind of lifestyle and see how it goes. But it was definitely a lack mentality lifestyle. I tried to harvest as much food as I could from the land and eat just from the land, but that wasn't sustaining me for too long. And there's a lot of food that you can eat out there, just that's growing wild. And then fast forward me coming back, I realized that is not the way to do it. I put more energy into trying not to have money and trying not to be a match to it than actually putting in the work to be a match to it, an energetic match to it. So I feel definitely this year one of my biggest goals is to raise my own standards for money and help others raise theirs as well. Money issues have been a really big thing for my family ever since I can remember. We always had enough. There was always food. Growing up, we always had food. We were always taken care of. I'm sure we always had presents and stuff. My mom was really good about managing money, but it wasn't to the point of we could get whatever we wanted. I wasn't allowed to just buy a bag of chips. I loved Hot Cheetos at the time. Still do, my guilty pleasure. And I couldn't buy a single dollar bag of chips back when they were 99 cents. Because that was a waste of a dollar. I wasn't allowed to spend money at the ice cream truck because that was, a waste of a dollar, so to speak. And all of that really stuck with me, even though I still, bought my dollar stuff. But there was it did something, deep within my being. And I realized I'm that is not how God wants me to live. God does not want me to barely survive. That's bullshit. God does not want any of us to be barely surviving. I feel like that is why, one of the biggest reasons why there's a lot more, I'm seeing, at least in this world, is seeing a lot more like money coaches and just coaches in general who are like spiritually aligned, and receiving whatever their money standard is at the time, or at that moment. And I have like decided and committed to showing up in that way for myself, for my community, for the world, and to be that example that it is a spiritual thing. It is spiritual to have money and to be able to support yourself and support your loved ones, and to not only just pay your bills, but to have extra to do whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't fucking matter. If you want to go get a boob job, or you want to buy that beautiful new Audi or whatever, like, who the fuck is to say that that isn't spiritual, or that you shouldn't be spending your money on that? Like, it just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense how people like judge how other people spend their money. And I would rather put that energy into creating my own money source, like creating my own funnels of money. And I feel so strongly about this, and I just have never really like talked about it too much, because I always felt like, who am I to talk about that? Like, it just didn't feel right. But now it doesn't feel right not to talk about it. And that is like such an important topic for me. And I feel like it's an important topic for a lot of people, but people just don't talk about that shit, like the normal people. But guess what? I ain't fucking normal, and I am okay with that. So, I am here to change that conversation and remind myself, remind everybody else that it's okay to have buttloads of money. It's totally okay. It's spiritual to do so. God wants you to be loved and taken care of and supported and liberated from any attachment to money, and also any like disgust towards it too. If anybody says anything otherwise, then that's on them. It's whatever you're going to resonate with. Obviously, I resonate with this, and my people resonate with this too. So, there's that.